Alright, people, welcome back.
I work with my mother.
Next order of business, Dark Brotherhood. This is eventually going to lead us straight back to the Thieves Guild, which will in turn lead us to the Mages Guild, actually. I'm in no rush to get to the Mages Guild. I will be getting there anyway, by following the whole Thieves Guild quest line, which we'll probably get to catching up with Mercer Frey on the next one, I guess. Might as well. Something like that. But for now, head to Volunruud and catch up with this Armand Motierre dude that the Night Mother told us to go visit. Now, Astrid, among her many mistakes, the biggest of which being taking the name of the Dark Brotherhood upon herself and her little band of cutthroats, okay, without any guidance, direction, or calling to do so. Big mistake. And then, when the real Dark Brotherhood does show up and the Night Mother decides to speak for the first time in a couple centuries, she decides to immediately disobey and say, no, go off and do these trivial contracts over here. I'm running this, not her. And I'm thinking to myself, big mistake. You really don't know what you're messing with here. You've put on some really big britches that you don't even know how to fill or walk in. And, yeah, this isn't going to end well for you, lady. But, whatever. We kind of did as we were told. I guess we're not to fault. Although, the Night Mother spoke and made us a listener, there should be the option to completely disobey Astrid and just go meet Armand Motierre on our own without doing those side bullshit contracts. It would have been cool if that option would have been there and for us to play both sides against the middle all along. That would have been cool had something like that been written into the story. It's cool as it is. It's just a thought, though. But anyway, so finally Astrid says, well, now we'll do it because I say so, right? Her authority trip. And so now we'll go to Volunruud and we'll talk to this dude and see what contracts he has for us. And I believe the next step takes us straight to the Thieves Guild anyway, so we'll eventually get there. These next few steps in the Thieves Guild are actually one of my favorite parts of any of the storylines in the game. In fact, from here on out, really, Thieves Guild got some really cool stuff to do. It really does. It has some really neat quests. A lot of intrigue and stuff. We'll jump it back and forth as we go. May just wind up finishing one or the other. And I say finishing loosely in that I don't know that there's really any finishing Thieves Guilds. I mean, there's always, things you can go steal and get rewarded for type of thing. Kind of like the Dark Brotherhood when you're finished. There's assassination contracts like forever, if you want them. But, I mean, just, the main storyline itself. So, finish one of those and then we'll get back to, I don't know, the companions and, then there'll be the Mages Guild to contest with. I don't know how far we'll get in that. Like I say, personally, I don't have the biggest interest. If it was my choice in the play, I would get a hold of the merchants there and carry it out enough, just so I have my instructors available there. Essentially, walking in the place and walking out is fine with me as far as that goes. I don't know. There's one or two cool places to go explore doing the whole Mages Guild thing. I'll give it that. One interesting quest line that did come up in, what was it? A couple videos ago. It was the, what was her name? The Wolf Queen? I believe the Wolf Queen. I'm trying to remember her exact name. I think it began with an... Anyway, that's pretty cool. Like, you go, and when you think you're done with the quest, you're not. And then there's this, really cool place to explore, and it's right underneath Solitude. And it ends in, like, this epic battle. It's one of the cooler designed boss fights in the game, I guess you could say. But we may actually follow that out. Go kill a few vampires for the Queen's advisor there, too. It's funny, she's a vampire, and the first thing she has you do is go kill vampires. She apparently doesn't respect her own. She thinks most vampires are filthy, nasty beasts, and she is one of the few cultured ones, which may actually be the case. I'm not really sure how she survives in the Queen's court. I mean, we know vampires need to feed to live, so... But there you have it. Queen's chief advisor is a vampire. She's a trainer, though. Let's see. She's a trainer in, I want to say, destruction? Destruction magic? Maybe it's restoration also. I don't remember. She does teach one of the schools of magic. Maybe it's alteration. I don't know. And, You know, she sells stuff just like any other court wizard. So she's pretty cool to have around. Still, I do wonder how she stays alive. Alright, so the best sign about Volunruud is there's treasure outside before you even get in. That's what I'm talking about. This is my kind of tomb to go explore. Free soul gems too? Alright, good deal. Alright, so first order of business is to go talk to this dude. Get that out of the way. And then we'll explore this place. Yeah, I remember getting ambushed by this skeleton. Yeah, here's a little notebook. This talks about this dude, Knievel, something. It's just another one of those Bethesda things where you go into this little side thing. I mean, true enough, being here is story related, but the crypt itself isn't. I mean, I don't think it pertains to really anything else in the game. But it's just a little story in and of itself. Like a lot of the other tombs and crypts. It just has its own little story. You know, explore it and do something different on the side. There's another set of tombs that each one gives you a fragment of an amulet. And the end battle, after you get the pieces of this fragment, is actually pretty substantial. You fight these like epic Draugr spirits or something, if I remember right. But the amulet's kind of worth it. I believe it boosts your... I think it depends on when you get it, if I remember right. It's when you get it in the game, depending on how strong it is. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I think it upgrades like your health, magicka, and stamina.
By the almighty divines, you've come. You've actually come. This dreadful black sacrament thing. It worked. Right then. You prefer to listen, is that it? Well, you must represent the Dark Brotherhood. I certainly wasn't expecting anyone else. So, I'll cut right to the chase. I would like to arrange a contract. Several, actually. I dare say the most important work your organization has had in, well, centuries. As I said, I want you to kill several people. You'll find the targets as well as their manners of elimination quite varied. I'm sure someone of your disposition will probably even find it enjoyable. But you should know that these killings are but a means to an end, for they pave the way to the most important target. The real reason I'm speaking with a cutthroat in the bowels of this detestable crypt, for I seek the assassination of the Emperor. It's a shocking request, I know, but it is inside the purview of what you Dark Brotherhood types do, isn't it? If history is to be believed? You must understand, so much has led to this day, so much planning and maneuvering. Now you're here, as if the very stars have finally aligned. But I digress. Here, let me give you these. They are to be delivered to your, superior. Rexus! The items.
Here. Here.
The sealed letter will explain everything that needs to be done. The amulet is quite valuable. You can use it to pay for any and all expenses. Is there something else you need?
Alright, so by the looks of his bodyguard, and knowing where his ancestors were from, this Motierre guy descended from somebody who has a history with the Dark Brotherhood.
Is there something else you need?
I'm going to assume that you have Imperials that don't like what the Empire has become either. The Nords for one reason, Imperials for a different, well, similar reason. Alright, so we got that. So we'll return all that to Astrid. And, well, Astrid's leadership is questionable in these cases, but right now we don't have any choice. We'll play along with the story. Right now, I'm going to go clear this place out. See what there is to be had. If I remember right, the boss here, his chamber, I guess, the end area, it's profitable. Don't really remember what all to expect down here. Okay, I got him behind me. Let's say it's... Thought I heard some ahead too. I don't think I could have taken much more than one more hit from that thing. That's cool. Give me an excuse to heal. Look at how little magic this is using, considering the amount of health I get. Remember I was saying much earlier in this playthrough that simple basic healing spell, just heal over time, has served me really well. I've tried using the ones that heal you like a whole bunch all at once. Seems like they use up more magic. And sure enough, it'll heal you in a chunk, but in the time that it takes you to switch to the spell, then cast it, then reset, and I don't know, it almost seems to take as long. I just don't like them. I prefer my little basic spell. Then once I upgrade my restoration tree, where I get a little bit more healing for less cost, I'm good. I think I'm going to get off to the side, grab a piece of paper, and write down exactly an ideal armor set. Figure out exactly what I can enchant each piece with, and try to remember. Once the dual enchanting is in place, I believe there will be three buffs to offense, 3 buffs to one-handed, and 3 buffs to archery. Maybe it's 4 to each, or 4 to one and 3 to the other, or 5 and 4, something like that. Between the ring, the necklace, helmet, gloves, boots, whatever. Seems like your armor piece itself is specifically for like armor-based stuff, like maybe buff my light armor in and of itself. Throw in some kind of magic resistance in there. A little bit extra would be nice. I know you have some as a Breton. On Legendary, it's kind of hard to really tell if there's any magic resistance whatsoever in place, because a lot of magic just one-shots you anyway. My biggest thing about the Breton, I think we discussed that in the very first video, was simply the fact that most of your physical offensive skills start really low. The few that you really get an advantage in are skills that I don't really use, except I think Conjuration. I think the Bretons start with a natural boost. I think it starts at like 20 or 25 instead of 10 or 15. You know, okay, that's fine. But and I do summon things. I do. I'll keep things summoned. But overall, my big thing is, you know, swords, bows, and what have you. Light armor, really any kind of armor, and Bretons start with pretty much baseline stats and all of that. And so it allows me to level more, you know. So by the time I get all the skills that I primarily use to 100, oh, instead of being, say, 40, I'm level 45 instead, you know, or something. It works out a little bit better in the end. Okay, this guy can one-shot me. I guarantee it. If it's a Draugr Deathlord with a bow, he can one-shot me. I don't really care what bow he's using. He's probably got an ebony. That's my guess. It's usually the case. And so I can't even let him get one shot. I really can't. And let's put it this way: he shoots hard enough to 2 or 3 shot Uthgerd, get her on one knee. So if he can do that, I guarantee he can 1-shot me. I need to get my smithing up a little bit. I may actually go farm a bunch of iron, go ahead and get some more points in smithing, get it to where I can make a decent set of gear. Try to make Uthgerd a custom set so that I can enchant it for her. Thing is, I'm not collecting or making any plate. I'm trying to stick to either iron or fur for both of us. In her case, I think she benefits more from heavy armor than she does light. I mean, I could put Uthgerd in some fur armor too, but I don't know. Seems like disrespecting the Uth a little bit. But I'll try to make her a set of iron. I'm gonna see if I can make a set of iron with basic smithing that's not just a little bit better than her plate, to where she'll wear it. Thing is, if her plate say she gets 60 protection, if I can make a set of iron that has 61 or 62, she'll wear it. She'll put it on as long as it's higher than whatever she's got. And then I can actually put some enchantments on it. I can't enchant what she's wearing because I can't get her to take it off. Well, I guess I could momentarily. But if I'm gonna replace it with anything, it's gonna be iron, or else she's gonna be stuck with that. Make her a custom shield with some block bonuses. Okay, now that item right there, that axe, it's one of the keys to the main door that leads to the boss's chamber here. Now I have to go get the other one, which I believe is a sword. And you put them in these little slots on the door and it opens up for you. I've had this glitch before, where I had the axe and the sword and the door wouldn't accept them. For whatever reason. I don't know why, but yeah, couldn't finish it up. Even reloaded a previous save, came in and just kept doing it. It's just that particular playthrough I never got to. It wasn't any big deal. It wasn't anything quest specific, or it didn't spoil the game or break the game or anything. It was just kind of annoying. Couldn't figure out how to fix it. Alright. So anytime we see a Death Lord or a Scourge, and they've got a bow, it's time to steer absolutely clear. Cannot take a single shot. Might take 1 shot from the Scourge. Maybe. I doubt it. They're right there with Death Lords. I mean, they're right on par. Now, a white? I think I could survive a shot from a white. I believe so. They aren't as bad as they used to on speed, but Scourges, oh man. There'll be times later where we run into rooms full of them. There'll be like half a dozen of those damn things. Mixed in with the Death Lord or two, and it's like, what the? Alright, we're having a shooting gallery now. There we go. Alright, at the end of this chamber, wherever this leads, should be the sword. Basically 1/2 of the key to each side. And we should be able to get the door open. Hopefully. Another thing to consider is getting into the whole Dawn Guard thing. Don't know when we'll start that. As of now, as soon as we get into it, everything's going to be ranked anyway. Everything's going to be like, Mist Walkers and Master Vampires. I mean, that's about all we're going to face now. So it's already on in my life, as you might like to say. I already know what I'm looking at there, so it doesn't really matter whether we do it now or 30 levels from now. I didn't realize the Frost Atronachs had such a high attack rate. I remember in Oblivion, other than the Flame Atronachs, that, you know, your Frost and your Storm Atronachs, you could summon them. They were strong, but they wouldn't attack very often. Like, they'd attack and kind of chill for a minute, maybe do a little something, then they'd attack again, then kind of chill out for a minute, and then whatever. I remember Frost Atronachs being one of my favorites in Oblivion. Wasn't ever really a fan of the Storm Atronachs. I guess really only good for summoning against mages, really, if you think about it. But Frost Atronachs, they were like little tanks. They would actually do something. And Flame Atronachs too, but they were weak. I think they're a little stronger here in Skyrim. Seems like it. They have a decent attack rate. What I mean by that is they'll attack more often and put out more damage. But I saw that Frost Atronach just now, just going to town. That'd be worth looking into for myself.
I'm on your side. You think I'm afraid?
Come back here. Weren't running a second ago. What you running now for? Alright. That should be it. We should be able to get that door open. Gotta be a shortcut down here. There we go. And, you know. What store am I looking for? Oh, here we go. Yeah, they're like key pieces. Glad it didn't glitch. Alright, this should be where the loot's at. You can hear the dragon shout word chanting at us from the wall. I heard Draugr pitter-pattering around upstairs. There we go, soften him up real quick. Potima. Potima or Potema? I believe it's Potima, the Wolf Queen. I know that's random, I was talking about it earlier, trying to remember her name. Yeah, Potima. I believe that's it. I believe there are several volumes of books on her too, where it tells like her whole story of treachery and betrayal and all this stuff, and how she was like this master necromancer or something. Anyway. Tell you what, the final fight with her, she's like surrounded by nothing but death lords and scourges, and they're all shouting at you. They're just shouting you to death, and a lot of them have the disarm shout. And so if you want to lose your favorite weapon carried into that fight, you're almost guaranteed to have that thing flying all over the room, like almost non-stop. Sometimes getting through that fight, you can do it basically just shouting. Okay. Shit.
That your best?
There we go. Soften them up. Okay, so see, with the Scourge, it's 3-on-1. Take that Scourge out, and now that removes 2 threats. I don't think Uthgar can take this forever. She's a beast, but there's only so much I'm going to ask of her. There we go. Let me go ahead and even it up a little bit, get a summon of my own. Which, my summon didn't summon. Been doing that a lot lately, too. I'll go to summon and it'll summon like 20 feet behind me or somewhere under the map or not at all, or it's almost as if I'm failing a summon chance or something. I don't know. There we go. Yeah, he turns into like a ghost droppings. He has these 2 special named weapons. I actually did run around playing with these weapons for a while. I thought it was cool how they were already named. Kind of gave me an idea on making like or similar names for my stuff. And wow, Uthgar, get out of command mode. I mean, command mode is cool, but I'm really just trying to pick this thing up. Okay. I mean, this is annoying.
That it?
Yeah, that's it. Get off my stuff. There it is. Alright, so hopefully he has some good stuff in his chest. Yeah, one of the more interesting bosses. I mean, if you're going to be a Draugr Entomb boss, you might as well be a dual-wielding spirit Draugr, right? Oh wow, a skill book in a chest. I do not get that ever. At least not very often. Can't remember the last time I did. It's pretty common in Oblivion. Oblivion, they gave you skill books. Especially in the higher level chests, but alright, well, I'm gonna go get my word first. That Draugr up there can wait. Friggin' zombies. Cool, that's actually the shout that I was talking about in the last video. The one that I wish, by the sound of it, it was the Mark for Death shout. And I'll try to remember to assign a dragon soul to it just to play with it a little bit. It's just a cool sounding shout. It's more like a hiss. Once we're done here, we'll go back and report to Astrid. See where she wants us to head first. I think she sends us straight to the Thieves Guild. I was planning on heading there next anyway. And we'll go pawn off whatever stolen junk we've got and lighten up our load a little bit. Maybe do one more session of training in light armor, though that's where you're pushing the... Oh, gee, I don't even know how much it's going to cost now. Probably 6, 8, 10 grand or something ridiculous like that. Maybe not quite that much, but it's getting up there. It really is. Why do I collect books? I have no idea. I honestly can't answer that. It's cool when you have like all the houses in the game and you have every bookshelf filled to the brim with all the different books. That's cool, I guess. What does it do for you? Nothing. Nothing at all. But whatever. Can't help it, don't judge me. Oh, nice. home free now. We're getting to the point now where each time I go through a loading screen, I have to cross my fingers and hope the game doesn't start freezing. It's not getting bad yet, but we're pushing that time where it's going to start to be a problem.
You're back. Good. All right, so, did you meet this Motierre? What did he want? You're joking. What's this? By Sithis, you're not joking. To kill the Emperor of Tamriel. The Dark Brotherhood hasn't done such a thing since the assassination of Pelagius. As a matter of fact, no one has dared assassinate an Emperor of Tamriel since the murder of Uriel Septim, and that was 200 years ago. No, she certainly wouldn't. And, for whatever reason, she chose to relay Motierre's information to you. I don't know exactly what's going on here, if you're the listener, or this is some fluke, or what. But what we now have before us... You're damn right we'll accept it. If we pull this off, the Dark Brotherhood will know a fear and respect we haven't seen in centuries. You think I'd abandon an opportunity to lead my family to glory? But this is all so much to take in. I need time to read the letter and figure out where we go from here. And this amulet. I'm thinking we need that amulet appraised. I want to know where it came from, how much it's worth, and if we can actually get away with selling it. And there's only one man who can give us what we need. Delvin Mallory. He's a fence, a private operator. Works out of the Ratway in Riften. Give me the letter. Bring Mallory the amulet. Find out everything you can and sell it if he's willing. He'll offer a letter of credit. That's fine. Delvin Mallory and the Dark Brotherhood have... history. He can be trusted.
Okay, well, I hate to be the one to state the obvious, but I recall when Armand Motierre came up, she didn't know who the hell he was. She knew where Volunruud was, but she didn't know anything about that either. Okay, so the Night Mother leading us there and him actually being there, proof positive that what she said was not only true, but that she actually did speak, says it all, and Astrid's trying to be slick. Not going to end well for her. All right, appreciate y'all watching. If you want to subscribe, click that button up top, all right? And if you want to catch the rest of this Let's Play up to this point, click that image there in the middle. It should take you to the playlist. Really appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, you'll take care. Bye-bye.